This week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Abel Sanchez, Gennady Golovkin. Get this. Sanchez on the split with Golovkin. He said, based on last few fights, leaving me wasn't the right choice. Trainer Abel Sanchez stated in a recent interview that he believes his former longtime protege, Gennady Golovkin, did not make the right choice when they decided to part ways in 2019. The breakup, which followed Golovkin's close points loss to Canelo Alvarez in their heated rematch, was ugly, and in Sanchez's words at the time, came down to Golovkin's insulting compensation package. Sanchez was with Golovkin for nearly a decade and witnessed firsthand how the Kazakh puncher rose from obscurity to become a household name in the boxing universe. But since they parted ways, Sanchez has been not pleased by what he's seen from Golovkin's performances inside the ring. Golovkin, who is trained by Jonathan Banks, has had 3 fights since Alvarez rematch, a 4th-round TKO of Steve Rolls, a close unanimous decision over Sergey Deverenchenko, both in 2019, and a 7th-round stoppage of Kamal Zerameta in 2020. Seeing some of the results of the last 3 of 4 fights, I don't believe it was the right choice, Sanchez said. He said, not because I'm a supreme coach, but sometimes when you're doing particular things that are successful, as soon as you change those things, all of a sudden change the routine and change the things that you were doing, and the things don't go so well. Not that you're going to win if you stick with what's proven, but you have to think about your age. One, the opponents that you are fighting are now just as hungry as you are when you were younger. The punishment that you take may affect you later on in life. In previous interviews, Sanchez said that he believed Golovkin had gone away from his offensive strengths since their split, but here Sanchez stated that he is more disturbed by Golovkin's seemingly diminished defensive abilities. Sanchez was particularly concerned about the damage Golovkin sustained in the Deverenchenko fight, which took place at Madison Square Garden in 2019 and ranked among the year's best fights. After appearing to be in control in the first half of the fight, Golovkin found himself in deep waters in latter portion. The pictures of Deverenchenko showed me that he wasn't doing the things necessary to take care of himself, Sanchez said. Who cares about anybody else? Who cares about the uncle, the brother, the wife? He's the one that's going to suffer all these things in the future, nobody else. I don't want to see him hurt. I just talked to former fighter Terry Norris a couple days ago, and I want to see him live a fruitful life, have fun, retire, enjoy his kids to the fullest. I don't want to see him hurt. Sanchez admitted that he initially was bitter about their breakup, but now he carries no ill feelings towards his former fighter. It's hard, people, when you're dealing with a guy that you've spent that much time with. I watched those like HBO 24/7s. And I seen how close they were at one point of time. They ate together, they trained together, they had those long, extensive boxing camps and training camps together up in Big Bear. You know, Golovkin liked Abel Sanchez. Abel Sanchez technically brought Golovkin in to the machismo of Mexican boxing. Okay, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. he looked at him like a son. He wanted to adopt him because of the things that Golovkin was doing. The left hook to the body, the jab, the right hand, the nasty scraps, the ability to take punches just like hardcore Mexican fighters are able to do. Okay, Abel Sanchez is a huge reason for that happening, or probably the sole reason. Okay, and he was like the ambassador for adopting Gennady Golovkin. Then they split up when Golovkin signed the deal with the Zone, which I didn't like. I didn't like because it was all because of financial. So this had nothing to do with, hey, I don't like the way you train me. Hey, I think we should be doing this. Hey, why are we doing this today? Why am I don't have enough time with you? I think you're slacking and spending time with somebody else. It was nothing like that. It was all about money. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, more money, more problems. I get it. But at what point do you guys, why are you squabbling over money when both of you motherfuckers are rich? You know what I mean? And like Golovkin, you know, the way he came up there, grabbed his stuff, didn't say anything, and just took off. That's what happened with Golovkin. He grabbed it. He drove up the Big Bear. He grabbed his shit. He didn't say 2 or 3 words. I think he said, I quit or some shit, and then he left. And this was all because of money, all because of an opportunity that presented himself to Golovkin, and Golovkin took it. And then I don't think Golovkin really wanted to give him what he felt that he was worth. But then there's always 2 sides of the story, so I don't want to make it one-sided about just Golovkin. But this fight or this split up was about money. You have Danny Jacobs and Andre Rozier. Okay, those guys, they had the same thing happen. They fell out about money. But at least they came back together in the Ryder fight. So I was glad to hear that. And to hear Abel Sanchez express, hey, I'm concerned about my fighter. I'm worried about him. He's getting older. That's something that you truly, really do when you care about your fighter. Okay? Yeah, he was butthurt because Golovkin left. Sure he was. But understand, Golovkin left him. He didn't leave Golovkin. Another example, Manny Pacquiao and Freddie Roach. They split up, but they got back together. So maybe they may get back together one day. But Jonathan Banks taking nothing from him. He's still a great trainer and all that. But what I did see in the Deverenchenko fight, to add to what Abel Sanchez was talking about, he didn't use his jab. He didn't use his jab. He wanted to fight fire with fire. If you're fighting Sergey Deverenchenko, Deverenchenko is fighting tooth and nail for every punch that he could possibly land on you, because he's shorter, he has shorter reach, he has those Ruslan Pervandikov dinosaur arms, okay? So he's not able to reach out and touch you. Golovkin's, what, 5'9", 5'10"? He has a good jab. Look how he did Lemieux. If Golovkin would have fought Lemieux like he fought Deverenchenko, Golovkin would have been laying on his back. Why? Because we all know Lemieux can punch, and he knew that too. And there was no way in the hell he was going to let Lemieux come in and do what Lemieux can do, right? Because he kept him back with the jab. Jab. This was back in 2014. Jab, 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 jab. Right hand, left hook, jab. Keep him back. So the shorter arm fighter could not get in, okay? But Deverenchenko, no. When Deverenchenko came in, he clenched up or tried to use some head movement, which I don't think was naturally his style, because it took away from his offensive abilities. And his offensive abilities was able to come in with that jab. Sometimes Golovkin kind of steps in with a jab. You know what I mean? He can step in and he can step out depending on what's coming at him after he comes in with that jab. But most of the time, his jab is pinpoint accuracy. Okay, so I understand what he's talking about, Abel, but also understand this, and I've been preaching this for a long time on this channel. A lot of people have to be wary of people getting older. When you get older, your abilities diminish. They do. We decompose over time, people. Taller people get shorter. Shorter people get fatter. Right? I mean, it's just the way it is. And if you're in a competitive sport like boxing, the sport that I love, that I hate so much, if you're doing that type of thing and you're diminishing, people are going to know. And like Abel Sanchez said, well, it's hungrier people out there now. Now they want a piece of his ass. You heard Billy Joe Saunders say this. Look, once upon a time, I thought Golovkin could whoop me and Chris Eubank in the same night, but now I want to fight him. You see what I'm saying? That's the type of tactics that people play. They wait you out until you are no longer a huge risk. Now they want to take you on. Not because they got any bigger or any really even better. They just want to take you on because you are diminishing. So this sport is very dangerous when it comes to that, because you have a lot of guys like Golovkin, like in a couple of weeks, a few weeks, he will be 40 years old. Okay? And in listening to Abel Sanchez, you know, he knows. He doesn't want Golovkin to be busted up like that. But here's the thing: as long as Golovkin is in this fight, this sport of hard knocks, this is bound to happen. It's prize fighting. So, the good thing is at least he's thinking about him. He's concerned about him, and then at some point, I think they do need to make amends. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Abel Sanchez saying that the worst thing Golovkin could have done was to leave him. Tell me what you think. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.